First story. Worth contacting an AP or further info? My partner, 27F, and I, 28M, have been together for 8 years. I proposed back in February, and it's been a little over a month since her last affair she claims was in early 2023. I have notes showing at least August 2023, if not more Ricknet, possibly even 2024. The night I discovered in the last 3 years she has had 2 different relationships with emotion and physical sex. I'm mentally broken, still recovering from the hurt and betrayal that night. I told her we need couples counseling and I wanted us to work things out that weekend. I did seek revenge affair, but did not follow. Not sure what I stand now honestly. Since we have both been in individual therapy and couples therapy, I believe I have had trickle truth. There are some info changes here and there. There has a bit she has admitted not even remembering, even though I read so many of the screenshots of the back and forth texts between at least 2 of the partners I know of. Unsure if there is more honestly. I love her and she means the world to me. But the betrayal just hurts so much. I have not been mad or angry with her other than one night. We really fought and I just let my mind say everything it thought. In the second week since there she has been there for me, worked with me. I have provided some resources I have learned here. Right now I think I just love her but not in love with her and just unsure how to proceed. I have asked my IC to move forward with sessions twice a week, and she seemed hesitant and is making points on leaving so I can take care of myself, and the couples therapist is making valid points to both staying but both leaving, just examining everything, and I do respect how they are going about it. IDK, I put rant because that is all. This is a rant. I am thinking about having online emotional affairs to feel again. Seek to understand what it is like to juggle something. I can't see happy couples anymore. I can't call her my pet names cause they also called her that. I can't get hard half the time. I can't finish. All even well solo. No sex since the week I found out. I think I want someone else, at least for just sex. IDK where I am or what I am anymore because my worst dream happened. I work and she cheats while I am working and providing. My worst fear is here my morals and values are lost. I am broken. She sees it kinda but she doesn't say anything about it. She's just here or me. IDK what to do. I am at the point I have accepted he affairs have happened, but I have not forgiven her still for walking out on me so much, lying to me, and doing everything behind my back like this, destroying he trust and us. She is hiding and doing so much work. I just feel like she is hiding more information. And I have at least one of the AP contact information. So I am really tempted to reach out to them to find out further information on what is going on or at least what happened. IDK it's all a rant and just needed to get out my thoughts. Believe I am getting trickle truth and debating on contacting AP to find further information. Update. I broke and WP just left me. I was having a really rough moment where I felt just broken and nothing. Started drinking, asked WP to help and support me as I recognized I wasn't okay. She's also hasn't been okay since I found out. D-Day about 2 months ago now. I ended up just breaking and holding her and crying into her shoulder, and after about 5 or 10 minutes she just moved me, got up, and packed up and left to her mom's for at least the night. She texted sorry but IDK how to process. Did I overstep a boundary? Should I be upset? I asked for help and they left. IDK how I feel other than I just grabbed another bottle. Second story. Gut instinct. Almost 5 years ago, I caught my wife cheating on me. I couldn't believe it when I found out we had been together for almost 11 years at that time. And when I confronted her about it at first, she lied. Then I showed her proof. She admitted to it then. She didn't want to tell me any details, and I practically had to pry any information out of her. She didn't want to give me details at first. She would lie about this or that and then her story kind of ended with it only went as far as I guess it was. Mostly just talking on the phone and texting back and forth. She doesn't recall a lot of it, and when I ask about if she slept with him, she says no, but my gut instincts tell me it went further than what she's leading me to believe. You see, a week before, I found out when she would block his text messages when I was home, it would go to a certain area and her phone that was labeled blocked message, and one of those blocked messages while we were on a date. Just a little backstory: our marriage was a little rocky at the time. I was working a lot of hours. I was working nights. We had 2 babies at home. One was 2, the other was 1, and she was lonely, but it was a sacrifice that was discussed before I took this career, that she would be okay with it until I can get up in the night. Now talk to the story. One of the blocked messages that I found was, "Stop messing with me. You told me you should wait. I want you so ducking bad." Now that blocked message was delivered a week prior to me actually finding out, so they still had a whole week. And when I recall what happened that week, when we did have an argument that week, we had a great time. That Saturday we went on a date. Things that it didn't matter what I did, I always did wrong. I was trying to wait on her marriage. I cut hours at work. I was doing more chores around the house. I would let her sleep in the morning when I would get home. But it was never a good enough. She has repented, said I'm sorry a million times, and we are actually doing pretty good today, but I still can't get over it. I think about it every day. I feel she didn't tell me the whole story. My gut just tells me that slept together, but I have no way of proving it. She won't admit it, and I feel like there's always going to be a connection between them, because they have a secret together. I just wish I knew the truth. I just know the story she gave me wasn't the whole truth, just to the fact that she lied at first about it, and then when I asked her best friend, which the guy she cheated on me with was her best friend brother. When I asked her best friend, if they did sleep together, she said she didn't know about it, but she was the one that brought him over to meet my wife, because they have been friends for years, and she always wanted her to meet her brother for some odd reason. If there wasn't more to the story, there shouldn't be any more lies, but everybody who I believe knows the real story has in some sort of way lied about it, and my gut is telling me there's just more to it, but I don't know what to do. I've asked, I've begged, I've manipulated, and for almost 3 years, it almost tore my family apart again, just for my pride and my jealousy. I just don't know what to do anymore. I'm tired of feeling like a coward or a loser, so to speak. Somebody that's easily taking advantage of. Or should I just be happy that I still have my family together? She does her part as a wife and a mother, and should I be happy about that, or should I trust my gut and continue to hunt for this story that might have happened? Or should I just let this event bury itself and move on with my life and continue to be the family man that I am today? Third story. Married 5 years, together 11. I met my wife just 1 month before I moved from Illinois to California, when I was 25 and she was 30. Having lived in small-town USA my whole life, I yearned to experience the hustle and bustle of city life and enjoy a warmer climate. We were set up on a blind date by a mutual friend and instantly formed a strong connection. The attraction was palpable. Shortly after, she moved to Pennsylvania to attend grad school, and we left things up in the air. We agreed that if we stayed in touch over the 2 years she was in school, we would take our relationship to the next level. Although I wanted to explore the dating scene in San Diego, I couldn't shake the feeling that this long-distance romance could turn into something real. She visited me whenever she could, and we made it work. Soon, she graduated, and we moved in together. Both of us held very demanding jobs that we hoped would evolve into meaningful careers. We climbed the professional ladder almost in sync. If I received a promotion, she was close behind, and vice versa. However, with each new title, our responsibilities grew. I decided to go back to school to advance my career and, more importantly, to earn a living wage that would help us keep up with the high cost of living. My wife supported me through it, though it put a strain on our relationship. I then decided I needed another degree to be unstoppable. She went along with it, but this time, I felt her support dwindling. In 2023, our jobs became unbearable, and we started drinking more and more to cope. Desperate for a change, I decided to take a job back in Illinois, hoping to reset my mind and become grounded once again. I was excited for some downtime and new career experiences, as this new job would add engineering skills to my resume. My wife was upset but understood. I negotiated more vacation time to visit her every 2 months, and after 2 years, she could either join me in Illinois or I would move back. 3 weeks ago, she called to tell me she had cheated on me. She slept with her former employee. I asked who made the first move, and she said it was her. I then asked if she was in love, to which she also said yes. Finally, I asked if she wanted a divorce, and she said maybe. I'm devastated and unsure how things escalated so quickly. She said resentment had built up over the years and that her co-worker treated her much better than I had. I admitted it was because of my drinking and vowed to never drink again. I stopped cold turkey and am now 21 days sober. This other woman has a 3-year-old, has been divorced, and was in an abusive relationship. So I'm not sure why she would be inclined to be a homewrecker. My wife and I don't have kids, just pets, and at times, we've had a lot of pets. Blame the pandemic. I hope my wife realizes she is a victim of circumstance and timing, which led her into the arms of another woman. We have agreed to separate for 6 months so she can sort out her emotions for this other woman, and I am willing to do just about anything to get her back. It was my idea to give her sufficient time to make up her mind, even though it's going to hurt like hell. Any advice? Fourth story. My 42M wife, 41F, sent sexy selfie to male coworker. Should I confront her? As the title suggests, my 42M wife, 41F, sent a sexy selfie and flirty messages to a co-worker friend while out one night during a bachelorette party with friends. Should I confront my wife about these messages, or should I just let them go? Is there any context where these messages are appropriate in a healthy marriage? How excusable is this? Background context. There's a lot of background info about this situation that makes it problematic. I'm gonna try to bullet point the major points below. I appreciate anyone willing to read it all and provide some feedback. The message exchange happened nearly a year ago. I only found out by snooping through her iMessages on her computer recently. You'll see below why I was snooping and why my trust level isn't where it should be. She deleted these messages and the selfie image from her phone iMessages, knowing that she didn't want me to see them, but they remained in her iMessages on her computer. The picture is a selfie of her taken in an unusually sexy outfit for her she was wearing that night. She was out at a bachelorette party and took a bathroom mirror picture of herself and sent it to him late at night while at a club, like 10 p.m. She was not naked or anything like that, but it's a more revealing outfit than usual for her, and she was feeling sexy. Lots of cleavage and midriff etc. She then used the monkey emoji that is covering the eyes while sending that picture. Right after that, she also sent a message to him describing the strip club she was at with her friends and how scandalous the male strippers were at the event. I had no problem with her being at the strip club. It was something we discussed ahead of time. Her message referenced the way the stripper grabbed her by the ponytail etc. as an aggressive sexual move, and she liked it. These are not details she ever discussed with me. Again, I have no problem with her being at the strip club. My concern is only about what she is choosing to share with this guy and hide from me, and why. About 1 year ago, we had a very serious marital argument about the nature of her friendship with this specific coworker guy who I have never met. This selfie and the flirty messages took place about 1 month after that argument began. So she had every reason to know that any messages with him were going to be problematic and scrutinized at that time. I think this is what upsets me the most. Why did she send those messages at that time knowing how unstable our marriage was in that moment? In the days and weeks prior to her sending these flirty messages, we had already agreed that she wouldn't hide any more interaction with him. 1 year ago, I found out she was hiding a friendship with this guy from me. Basically, they would go running together after work and message each other a lot during the day and outside of work hours, and she hid it all from me for months through it all. She insisted they were merely friends and she never did anything wrong besides hide it from me. She agrees that was wrong entirely. There was never any proof that their relationship became a physical affair. Though I believe strongly that it crossed several boundaries we have both since agreed were inappropriate, an emotional affair of sorts that she denies, but by any objective standard is clear. I do not believe their relationship ever became physical, but I believe it was heading in that direction. In the last year since the selfie and flirty messages, she has had very little contact or communication with this guy, primarily out of respect for our marriage and her desire to repair trust. If she is still seeing this guy or communicating with him, she's doing it in a way that I have been unable to monitor or find. I don't think she is. In the last year, we've made very specific efforts to repair our marriage and put that inappropriate friendship in the past. I believe her efforts to repair our relationship and trust have been sincere, and that situation is mostly in the past. My dilemma: her sending this image and flirty messages to him a month after our serious arguments began is really bothering me. She knew how upset I was about the situation, and how unstable our marriage was at that time. However, I do believe that inappropriate relationship is now over, and our marriage has been much improved over the last 10 months. I also only found these messages while snooping in a way that I don't feel good about. Should I bring this up and rekindle an old argument that feels like it's in the past? Or should I just let it go as a drunken message she probably regrets and never wanted me to see? Final note: we have been happily married for over 10 years and have 2 lovely kids together. This last year was the first real marital crisis of sorts. If you read this far, thank you. I appreciate your feedback. My wife sent inappropriate messages to a co-worker friend and I don't know how to respond. Fifth story: my millennial cliche took a turn for the worse. So my relationship is cooked in the most cliche way possible and I'm furious. My 35M wife, 33F, came out as bisexual last year. I was very congratulatory and told her I thought she was brave. I truly do know coming out is a journey. I want to make that clear up front. I love that she felt comfortable coming out. Some backstory: before I met my wife, I had a high school sweetheart. We dated for the final 3 years of high school and then our freshman year of college. During the summer after our freshman year, she wanted to take a break through college and admitted to me that she had cheated on me repeatedly. We went to separate colleges, though only an hour apart. I was heartbroken. I broke off the relationship completely, transferred to a college far away and basically left the entire community I had built there behind. It took me nearly 7 years to trust anyone ever again, and seriously date my now wife. My wife knows this backstory. About a month after my wife came out, she started dropping hints about wanting to try a threesome or swing. I reminded her of past issues with trust in non-monogamous situations, but did say that I would be open to adding sexual partners if, and only if, we were both present and participating. She agreed to this and she started setting us up with threesomes. After about 3 partners we found a woman, Bethany, 41F, that we both clicked with. Bethany was more adventurous than us but always made us feel comfortable. She took the lead and overall was just a great partner. She was also married happily and openly, and not interested in being a third or any of that business. Last week, Bethany came over and my wife was late. We started talking and Bethany tried initiating without my wife present and I put a stop to it. She tried again and I was much harsher about it and said that my wife and I had an arrangement and this would break it. She looked at me confused and then just said okay. Right then I just fucking knew it, but I asked anyway. You and Sarah, my wife, have done it without me, haven't you? Bethany turned bright red, apologized and left. As she was leaving, Sarah was driving up and we had a go of it. She said they may have started early sometimes, but it was hardly cheating. At that comment I just packed up and left and haven't been back to the house. It's over, I just have to do the work. This time though, I'm not fucking waiting 7 years. I'm going to recover faster.